Have you ever wondered what NASCAR legends do with the millions they have earned? From extravagant automobiles and private jets to sprawling estates and philanthropy? We should fire up and investigate the rich existences of NASCAR's best. Richard Petty, otherwise called the Lord of NASCAR, flaunts an unmatched dashing inheritance, as well as has a significant association with American legacy, both through his exemplary vehicle assortment and his farm cultivating. His exhibition hall, commendable assortment of classic vehicles and NASCAR memorabilia, says a lot about his well-established enthusiasm for motorsports in American history. Situated in Level Cross, North Carolina, the Richard Frivolous Gallery is a safe haven for dashing lovers, offering a private look into insignificant celebrated profession and the development of the actual game. This collection features a variety of personal memorabilia and classic car awards that must be returned to Petty's legacy beyond the racetrack and museum. Petty's dedication to the Richard Petty Motorsports Charitable Foundation is demonstrated by his dedication to community service and charitable work. He effectively upholds different causes, underscoring youngsters' government assistance, veteran help, and well-being drives, underscoring Petty's beliefs and utilizing his platform for the greater good. This foundation has had a significant impact on the community. Petty's farm and cultivating activities further epitomize his association with the land and American legacy. His functioning ranch rambling across the North Carolina wide open isn't simply a demonstration of his affection for the outside, yet additionally mirrors his obligation to protecting a lifestyle that is characterized ages of Americans. This homestead, which backs domesticated animals and produces crops, addresses Petty's devotion to the standards of difficult work, stewardship of the land, and the worth of straightforwardness. Richard Petty has a life that goes beyond NASCAR racing, including his collection of classic cars, charitable endeavors, ranch, and farming. Depicts a man who is deeply rooted in the heritage community's values and hard work. Not only do these endeavors add to Petty's legacy, but they also help to preserve American culture and support needy communities. Richard Frivolous heritage is carved in hustling history and his obligation to the local area. Yet hold on until you perceive how Kevin Harvick transforms speed into tastes of extravagance. On the NASCAR circuit, Kevin Harvick is known for his speed and precision, and he brings that same passion and success to his endeavors outside of racing. With the opening of his vineyard and winery, Harvick has entered the winemaking industry. Winemaking is more than just a pastime. It's a commitment to making award-winning wines that show Harvick's commitment to quality and excellence, including a few that have been well received in the wine industry. Harvick's winery is a demonstration of his capacity to succeed in different fields, growing his viewpoints past the course and grape plantations. Additionally, Harvick has established a sports management company. This agency helps a wide range of athletes navigate their careers with the same strategic foresight that Harvick has used in his racing and business endeavors. This introduction to sports the board grandstands comprehension. Harvick might interpret the game's business's intricacies and his obligation to assisting different competitors with making progress in the land world. Harvick has shown a critical eye for speculation, possessing extravagance properties and getaway homes the nation over. These properties are resources, as well as mirror Harvick's appreciation for fine living and his comprehension of the housing business sector's subtleties. His portfolio includes homes that cater to a lifestyle appropriate to a sports superstar and offer privacy, luxury, and breathtaking views. The careful selection of Harvick's real estate investments demonstrates his strategic approach to both his professional and personal life. His ventures into winemaking, sports management, and real estate show that he has interests that go beyond the adrenaline-pumping NASCAR world. Harvick's journey has been one of diversification and excellence, as evidenced by his legacy of success, quality, and strategic investment. Kevin Harvick creates greatness in each container, yet Kyle Shrub's domain is a mix of fast extravagance and sincere giving. Watching NASCAR driver Kyle Busch, who is well known for his victories on the track, his opulent lifestyle, and his generous spirit, Shrub possesses sumptuous properties in Las Vegas and North Carolina, each furnished with custom RAC tracks that mirror his enthusiasm for hustling. These homes, which Busch and his family can use as a private haven, were designed with luxury in mind. The Las Vegas home specifically exhibits cutting-edge conveniences and custom-tailored plans that take care of both unwinding and the adventure of dashing for movement. Bramble pulls out all the stops. He possesses a personal luxury plane, working with speedy and agreeable travel among races and for individual excursions. This degree of comfort permits him to keep a thorough race ring plan, while likewise getting a charge out of value time with family and chasing after private interests across the globe. The Kyle Busch Foundation reflects Busch's generosity beyond his accomplishments and lifestyle. Busch's dedication to community service can be seen in the foundation's focus on children's causes and healthcare. Through different drives and associations, the establishment plans to offer help and potential open doors for kids confronting difficulties, guaranteeing they approach the consideration and assets they need to flourish. Kyle Shrubbery's life off course illustrates a man who values extravagance, comfort, and, most importantly, the prosperity of others. His real estate and private aviation investments demonstrate his taste and success, and his charitable efforts demonstrate a deep commitment to improving the lives of children and families in need. Next is Jeff Gordon, who takes it up a score with a mix of high stakes and high society, prepared for a brief look into Gordon's marvelous world. Jeff Gordon, a name inseparable from NASCAR achievement, has utilized his dashing victories into an immense domain that expands well past the racetrack. With an expected total assets of $200 million. Gordon's monetary portfolio is, however, various, as it very well might be noteworthy, and his land speculations are a huge piece of his riches, with properties in probably the most sought-after areas in the U.S. Eminently, Gordon once possessed a tremendous house in Good Country, Oceanside, Florida. This property, which Gordon sold in 2003, was recorded for a faltering $42 million because of its lavish conveniences, including a 6-vehicle historical center, confidential oceanside access, and an extravagant plan fit for a hustling legend. The manor embodies Gordon's preference for extravagance and his sagacious interest in first-rate property. Gordon's love of cars extends to his personal life as well, where he has amassed a collection of rare and exotic automobiles. Not only does this collection represent a successful career and personal brand, but it also serves as a hobby. Gordon's life is heavily influenced by philanthropy, which has made significant contributions to the study of pediatric cancer. His establishment has been instrumental in subsidizing drives and projects pointed toward working on the existences of kids fighting NCR. This part of Gordon's spending features a promise to rewarding the local area and utilizing his abundance to have a significant effect. Jeff Gordon's consumptions mirror a mix of extravagance living, shrewd ventures, and a solid, generous ethos. A well-rounded individual whose success on the track has resulted in a significant legacy off of it, as evidenced by his ability to diversify his portfolio from real estate to collectible cars and his emphasis on charitable giving. Jeff Jord lives in the fast track with a heart for magnanimity. However, in the Tony Stewart story, everything revolves around changing enthusiasm into a dashing upset. Tony Stewart, an unmistakable figure in the motorsports world, not just left his imprint as a fruitful driver, yet additionally succeeded as a group proprietor and donor since laying out Tony Stewart. Dashing TSR in 2000s. Stewart's groups have secured a noteworthy 27 proprietor titles across different series, including the USAC Universe of Fugitives with a Run Vehicle Series and the All-Star Circuit of Champions TQ Series working from a cutting-edge office in Brownsburg. TSR has turned into a force to be reckoned with in the dashing local area, giving top-level vehicles and gear for the soil track world class, notwithstanding his hustling group adventures. Stewart's energy for motorsports reaches out to his responsibility for famous Elora Speedway, a half-mile soil oval that has a few of the year's greatest soil dashing occasions. Stewart is well known for his hands-on approach to event planning and track preparation. He also owns Max Speedway and Paducah International Raceway, extending his influence beyond the racing circuit. Stewart's obligation to the game is clear in his humanitarian endeavors. In 2015, he made a purchase of the All-Star Circuit of Champions, ASOC, which was one of the earliest traveling 410 sprint car organizations with the intention of uniting the grassroots open-wheel racing community in promo. Under his proprietorship, the ASCOC has prospered, growing its geographic impression and further developing its satchel design and race design. In this manner, supporting youthful ability and giving a stage to new-to-the-scene veteran drivers. Dale Nart Jr. moves from antiques to asphalt, re-establishing history each home in turn. Dale Hart Jr., famous for his NASCAR inheritance, has wandered into notable property rebuilding, displaying his energy for protecting history while adding a bit of present-day extravagance. The meticulous renovation of a Key West, Florida, home that was built 150 years ago is one of his notable projects. This adventure was a beautiful source of both blessing and pain, as well as a difficult excursion that Earnhardt and his better half Amy chose to impart to the world through their 4-section series of redesigned adventures. Dale Jr. Also, Amy broadcasted on the Do-It-Yourself organization. The series gives viewers a glimpse into the difficulties of adhering to preservation standards in the Key West Historic District, dealing with termite and bee infestations, foundational issues, and the complexities of restoring a historic property. Earnhardt's love of cars extends beyond restoration to collecting and restoring vintage NASCAR vehicles to preserve the sport's rich history. This pastime is a unique way for him to connect with racing history outside of the track, and goes well with his professional accomplishments. Earnhardt's various business ventures, particularly in the hospitality sector, further demonstrate his diverse interests. His introduction to bars and cafes grows his image. Past hustling and displaying his enterprising soul and want to make spaces where fans and relatives can assemble, one huge undertaking was his critical West property, which he ultimately recorded available to be purchased at $3.7 million. This home, worked during the nationwide conflict in 1863, held quite a bit of its unique engineering, including a mystery hatch entryway, while consolidating nautical stylistic layout motivated by Earnhardt's vision. For example, a kitchen intended to look like the inside of a privateer transport. The fact that Earnhardt was able to incorporate his own personal interests into his renovations and his commitment to historical preservation are highlighted in this project. Earnhardt's endeavors, from re-establishing memorable homes to his undertakings in the friendliness business and his affection for classic vehicles, mirror a mix of his own legacy and the inheritance he keeps on working past the ass track. Jimmie Johnson races for a better tomorrow in the same way that Dale Hart Jr. transforms history into homes through art. C. Johnson's humanitarian process, music. Ahead, Jimmie Johnson, the observed NASCAR driver, has had a huge effect both on and out of control through his Jimmie Johnson establishment, laid out in 2006 close by his significant other Chandra. Over $11.3 million has been generously donated by the foundation to various organizations, with a strong emphasis on supporting public education for grades K to C. This help is principally diverted through the Jimmie Johnson Establishment Champions Award program, which has been an encouraging sign for schools in North Carolina, expecting to address their most basic Ds. Since its inception in 2009, the Champions Grant Program has granted grants in the most important fields of science and technology, language and literacy, health and wellness, and the arts. The fact that schools can apply for grants ranging from $15,000 to $35,000 demonstrates the Foundation's determination to significantly alter the educational environment in North Ravenna. Johnson's generous endeavors stretch out past instruction. His establishment has additionally worked intimately with the Make-A-Wish establishment to give wants for youngsters with hazardous diseases. Other outstanding tasks incorporate developing homes with San Diego natural surroundings for humankind and building Jimmie Johnson's Triumph Paths at Patty and Kyle Patty's Triumph intersection, a camp for youngsters with constant ailments or difficult diseases. Notwithstanding his beneficent work, Johnson has put resources into extravagance land, claiming homes in New York and Aspen that are intended for unwinding and security. His energy for outside undertakings is apparent in his assortment of first-in-class trekking and skiing hardware, which features his adoration for remaining dynamic and investigating the outside. Jimmie Johnson embodies how outcome in sports can be utilized to make positive changes in networks and backing people in the future through his establishment's work. Johnson has come out on top in races as well as won the hearts of many by rewarding society in significant ways. For additional subtleties on Jimmie Johnson's magnanimous endeavors and his establishment's effect, go to the website of the Jimmie Johnson Foundation. Jimmie Johnson champions change with each lap. In the meantime, Curt Hedges' life is an undertaking worth more than gold. Ahead we go. Kurt Schrubb, a praised figure in the realm of motorsports, has not just become well known on the track yet, in addition in the domains of extravagance, experience, and business venture. His interest in fine jewelry and luxury watches demonstrates a refined taste that transcends the adrenaline of racing. Schrubb has made a noteworthy assortment of very good quality watches and custom gems, each piece recounting a story or denoting an achievement in his profession. In addition to expressing an appreciation for design and craftsmanship, This collection also serves as a personal declaration of success and achievement. Experience travel is another road where Shrub channels his enthusiasm and assets. He has embarked on a wide range of one-of-a-kind adventures all over the world, including safaris in Africa and the icy landscapes of the Arctic. Bush's enthusiasm for exploration and appreciation for the planet's diverse ecosystems are demonstrated by these outings. Shrub associates with societies, untamed life, and scenes distant from the racetrack, advancing his point of view and encounters past the limits of motorsport. Bush is also interested in racing, and he is very invested in its future. He effectively upholds grassroots hustling drives, understanding the significance of supporting youthful ability and giving chances yearning for racers. His ventures stretch out to motorsport innovations, where he looks to advance development and progression inside the game by financing tasks and groups that push the limits of hustling innovation. Through his collection of high-end items, Bush ensures that motorsports will continue to be exciting, competitive, and accessible to the next generation of drivers and fans. Gutsy soul and obligation to motorsport improvement, Kurt Shrubbery embodies a complex person who uses prosperity to seek after his interests, investigate new skylines, and reward the game that has characterized a lot of his life. His efforts off the track highlight a legacy that includes not only racing victories, but also a significant impact on the motorsports community. In the next section, we'll talk about strategic investments and navigating the technological high seas. How about we perceive how Keselowski is changing the music game? Through strategic investments in technology startups, the opulence of yachting, and a dedication to community support, Brad Keselowski, a prominent NASCAR driver, has an impact far beyond the racetrack. His foray into the tech-the-world spotlights on new businesses that carry advancement to the car and hustling areas. Keselowski's sharp eye for expected leap forwards in innovation shows his faith underway and proficiency in motorsports, as well as in the more extensive auto industry. This adventure is a characteristic expansion of his dashing vocation, applying the upper hand and groundbreaking mindset that made him a boss on the track to the cutthroat Terina Keselowski's partiality for the ocean is obvious in his responsibility for very good quality yacht, a demonstration of his prosperity and an image of his recreation interests. This yacht fills in as a drifting safe haven for Keselowski, offering him and his family a confidential getaway for unwinding and diversion. The luxurious vessel is used for more than just personal pleasure. It also exemplifies Keselowski's admiration for superior engineering and handiwork, which is in line with the level of precision and performance expected in racing. Past private and financial matters, KO's most significant commitments likely could be his local area backing project programs. He has areas of strength for A to offering in return, especially in his old neighborhood and encompassing regions, where he supports nearby drives and instructive larships. By investing in education and community projects, these programs aim to provide opportunities for young people, encourage their growth, and assist them in realizing their potential. Keselowski plans to motivate the future, guaranteeing they have the help expected to seek after their fantasies, similar as he did. Endeavors Off the Racetrack by Brad Keselowski reveals a multifaceted personality dedicated to technology investments for innovation, luxury, and philanthropy. He supports progress with his yacht, he embraces life's better things, and he gives back to the community by receiving support, leaving a lasting impression. Past the checkered banner, Brad Keselowski brains what's in store. Presently, we should observe how Edwards makes a heritage past the end goal. Next, in addition to being well known for his accomplishments on the NASCAR track, Carl Edwards is also well known for his diverse interests and charitable endeavors off the track. One of his more refined leisure activities incorporates gathering extravagance watches. Edwards has been seen in a number of high-end brands, demonstrating his preference for precision and craftsmanship. This assortment not just mirrors his appreciation for the better things throughout everyday life, yet additionally mirrors the accuracy and scrupulousness that he applied in his dashing vocation. Past his affection for horology, Edwards is profoundly enthusiastic about open-air diversion. He frequently puts resources into open-air and experience athletic gear, embracing exercises that keep him near nature. This affection for the outside is a characteristic expansion of his adrenaline-filled calling, permitting him to investigate and partake in the normal world, whether it's climbing, trekking, or setting up camp. Edwards utilizes these exercises to loosen up and reconnect with the climate, exhibiting a harmony between his high-power vocation and a grounded outdoorsy way of life. Moreover, Carl Edwards has found a way huge ways to reward the local area, especially in the field of schooling. He's laid out reserves pointed toward giving instructive open doors to underserved networks. Perceiving the force of training to change lives, Edwards has focused on having an effect in the existences of youngsters who need admittance to quality schooling. This drive not just features his faith in the groundbreaking force of advancing yet, in addition, his longing to put resources into the fate of those less lucky. Carl Edwards' activities off the track have had a huge effect, demonstrating that his heritage reaches out a long ways past his accomplishments in NASCAR. These NASCAR legends demonstrate that the rush to significance reaches out a long ways past the track, driving their millions into adventures that mirror their interests, dreams, and the craving to offer in return. What takes place when the cheers stop and the track lights go out? Check out our next video about super rich NASCAR drivers who live like ordinary people. Thanks for watching Gossip Now.